On the morning of October 31, 2025, FBI Director Kash Patel announced that the agency had thwarted a potential terrorist attack and arrested multiple subjects in Michigan who were allegedly plotting a violent attack over Halloween weekend, CNN. The operation, which unfolded in the Detroit suburbs of Dearborn and Inkster, resulted in arrests that shocked residents and raised serious questions about domestic security threats. 5 people ranging in age from 16 to 20 were arrested on Friday following an FBI investigation that had been monitoring online communications for weeks. The plot was inspired by ISIS and unfolded in online chat rooms, where participants discussed potential attacks on U.S. soil. According to law enforcement sources, the participants discussed whether to carry out an ISIS-inspired plot in the U.S., though what that plot was, when that plot would be, and what the target would be was unclear, as they discussed various options in terms of timing. The investigation took a critical turn this week when a group of those being monitored went to a shooting range with AK-47s, fired a large number of rounds of ammunition, practiced tactical high-speed reloads, and apparently made a reference to Pumpkin Day, a possible reference to Halloween. 2 suspects, Mohamed Ali and Majed Mahfoud, are charged with receiving and transferring and attempting and conspiring to transfer firearms and ammunition, knowing and having reasonable cause to believe that the firearms and ammunition would be used to commit a federal crime of terrorism. The scale of the alleged plot became apparent during searches of residences and storage facilities. Federal investigators found over 1,600 rounds of ammunition, multiple firearms, and tactical vests in raids on their homes and a storage unit. Not everyone agrees with the FBI's characterization of the incident. Lawyer Amir Makhled, who represents a man from the suburb of Dearborn who was being detained Saturday, told the Detroit News that he doesn't believe his client or the 4 other people who were questioned by the FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force should be charged. Makhled characterized the situation differently, stating that his client is a 20-year-old U.S. citizen and described the group as having a legal interest in recreational firearms, not a terrorist cell or organized attack. Makhled urged people to wait for verifiable facts before jumping to conclusions, stating that once the facts are reviewed objectively, it will be clear there was never any planned mass casualty event or coordinated terror plot of any kind. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer thanked the FBI and Michigan State Police, stating she was briefed by Director Patel on the thwarted potential terrorist attack in the state, and expressing gratitude for the swift action of the FBI and MSP protecting Michiganders. In a statement to Fox News, Patel said that through swift action and close coordination with our local partners, a potential act of terror was stopped before it could unfold. The vigilance of this FBI prevented what could have been a tragic attack, and thanks to their dedication, Michigan will have a safe and happy Halloween. While no specific public statement from Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem about the Michigan terror plot has been reported, her stance on domestic terrorism threats has been well documented. During her confirmation hearing, Senator Gary Peters asked Noem about homegrown terror threats and Americans who have been radicalized by a variety of ideologies, of white supremacy to ISIS to al-Qaeda. Noem said the number one threat to our homeland security is our southern border, but also we need to focus on domestic terrorism, and noted homegrown terrorism is on the rise. During her Senate confirmation hearing, Senators Blumenthal and Alyssa Slotkin separately pressed Noem to not lose sight of the threats of terrorism to the homeland by solely focusing on the southern border, with both encouraging her to take action to stem efforts by terror organizations to continue being able to radicalize people in the U.S. The Michigan case highlights ongoing challenges in identifying and preventing domestic terrorism. Since the 9/11 terror attacks, the FBI has foiled several alleged attacks through sting operations in which agents posed as terror supporters, supplying advice and equipment. The timing of the arrests on Halloween, a day when families and children would be out in public spaces, underscored the potential severity of the threat. Local authorities moved quickly to reassure residents. Inkster Police Chief said local FBI agents confirmed there is no threat to residents, but to assuage any concerns, Inkster Police will have additional personnel deployed throughout the evening to ensure the safety and well-being of all residents, particularly those participating in Halloween festivities. The incident has had a significant impact on Dearborn, home to one of the largest Arab American communities in the United States. The community, which has often faced scrutiny and discrimination, now finds itself at the center of another national security incident that could fuel anti-Muslim sentiment. As the investigation continues and the legal proceedings move forward, questions remain about the true nature and scope of the alleged plot. The case serves as a stark reminder of the persistent threat of radicalization and the delicate balance between ensuring public safety and protecting civil liberties. The Department of Homeland Security and the FBI continue to emphasize the importance of community vigilance and cooperation with law enforcement in identifying potential threats before they materialize into violence.